And the fact that he's there with the great Phil Esposito, that should really put things in perspective for a lot of you fans at home. But the great 8 continuing to do it, and the great 7/77 that was Phil Esposito, as we talked about, that did it on the ice for as long as he did it in the front office, did it as the founder, as you pointed out, of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Had not for him, they wouldn't be there.
Man. Phil Esposito,
awesome,
what
man.
a goal scorer. I have all the time in the world for Phil Esposito. I've gotten to know him anytime I'm in Tampa. Give him a big hug. I have such respect for the greats that came way before me, and then obviously now we're in the newer generation. We've seen all this great young talent, but don't forget about Phil Esposito. He was one of the greats.
Put up 60-goal seasons.
It's incredible.
But that's salad, too.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
And I know a lot of the current players weren't even born, obviously, or weren't born when Phil Esposito was lighting it up. But I just have all day pure him. I have a lot of respect for Phil.
No question. Ovechkin.
And Ovechkin, by the way.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
The great 8.
Is maybe the best goal scorer of all time, really. Pure goal scorer.
Yeah.
And he was wide open in the middle there. I don't think you want to do that. You don't want to leave him.
As Ryan Callahan said, that's a bold strategy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Well said by Callie. All right, that's the story when it comes to Alexander Ovechkin. You know, you wonder about how far he can go. I mean, you look at the numbers. It's going to get tricky here, Dano, especially when you think about, okay, are we going to get back to full schedule? 177 goals to get to Gretzky's record. So you do the math on this. He's turning 36.
I use my fingers. No.
So you pencil him in 30 goals. That would take 6 seasons. He's got to play till 43. But I think he can score more than 30 in the next 3 seasons. So if you do the math, he's going to play for about 5 more years and score 35 to 40 every year.
If that's something that a goal he wants to reach, I think he can play till 42, 43 if it takes that.
Yeah, I do as well.
And still score 20 with his eyes closed if he needs 20, 25 at 42 years of age to break Wayne Gretzky's all-time record, which we thought was an unbreakable record. Would never happen before. It's going to be interesting. It's not going to be easy. He's got to stay healthy, obviously, but he's a bull. But as good a goal scorer as we've ever seen in this game for 100 years, we see it's so fun watching him on a nightly basis. It's on his stick. It's off his stick. He scores so many different ways. And, more importantly, he's going to tell you than those 700, he's got one of these now.
Yeah, that's right.
And he led them to the Stanley Cup. And what impressed me more so, we know you got to bring that offense. You know you have to be a goal scorer. But he was doing all the little things that you want your captain to do. And that's why, to me, the Washington Capitals won the Stanley Cup, because he was inside the blue line 10 feet instead of outside, blocking shots, doing all the other little things you have to do, because that resonates and that spreads throughout your bench when you're watching your captain doing all the other little things. Yeah, you got to score goals because that's your job and that's your role, and you're one of the best that's ever played the game to score goals. But that's why they won the Cup. To me, he became a well-rounded player.
No question. No question. That's what it takes, as you know all too well. When you have that buy-in from your top players, especially one of the best players ever, that's willing to say, hey, look, and credit to Barry Trotz and the coaching staff there at the time. I remember speaking to them. We were with them the night they won the Cup post-game in the hotel. Rupper, Jamie Hirsch, and I, and Barry Trotz told the story. He said, we went to the Washington Monument when I first took over. He's like, fellas, we're going to take a picture here. The guys are like, why? He goes, because when we win the Stanley Cup, we're going to come right back to the Washington Monument with the cup and take the picture.
I love it.
And he said, if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. And if we want to go somewhere far, we go as a group. And that's what happened to them in Washington. And no better buy-in than Ovi and Backstrom and a lot of the superstars that they have there.
That's a very cool story. And he's, by the way, Ovechkin, 11 goals away from Dave Andreychuk, most power play goals of all time. So that record is obviously
catching that one.
11 goals away. That one's going to happen. All right, still to come here on NHL Tonight. That's the story when it comes to Alexander Ovechkin. We'll check back in on the Oilers and the Flames. Battle of Alberta, as bonus coverage is coming up 25 minutes from now.
Prepared to Perform is presented by Bridgestone. Solutions for your journey.